Good happy morning to you all. I hope you all are doing well, staying safe, and having a fun weekend. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about just how the agency is going to operate as a whole. It's a general overview of everything that you may or may not be wondering about. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and switch cameras and jump right into it. So if you would like more information, you can visit our website, which is on your screen, and scroll through the various tabs to see what we're all about. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and email us at the email that you can see on your screen. So the question that I can only imagine most of my future employees are wondering is, how are we going to operate? How is everything going to be set up? What are my obligations? What is my pay? Things like that. Sorry for my voice today. Allergies are killing me. Anyway, so let's get right into how everything is going to be set up. So, um, obviously, we have to have a company name, and the names are subject to change. I don't know if I can get approval to use the county's name as a private company, so bear with me on the name changes that may or may not be coming. But overall, you have to have a communication center to control everything. That should be of no surprise to anybody. We are focusing on EMS primarily. That is the biggest problem that I think the city is facing, and it's my passion for the last 16 years. If you don't know who I am, if you don't know my past and history, I have two other videos on this channel um, that talk about that, so go watch those. We're going to have several subdivisions of the medical service, such as 911, such as convalescent. We will have a variety of specialty units and teams, and of course, all of your normal non-medical transport type vehicles, whether it be a taxi service slash car service kind of thing. Um, whether we do a mental health SUV, which is more or less an undercover cop car, just with the prisoner partition for safety, wheelchair vans, stretcher vans, and basically anything else that I come up with to solve our needs. So overall, the I'm basing this on a combination fire department EMS model operation system. I know that sounds a little confusing, but basically it's a meshing of full-time career staff, part-time career staff, volunteers that come in when they can to upstaff the agency so we can have more people respond, and of course have students or other medical professionals, doctors, nurses, PAs, people in the medical education sphere. They can come and get patient contact, see what we're all about, how we operate, and hopefully, as they gain respect for us and they see how y'all operate in our level of care and quality, um, our reputation will be sky high and absolutely fantastic. So what do I mean by career staff? Well, I mean these are full-time employees who have at least one primary assignment, whether it be fire rescue, medical, or other. These full-time employees will operate on a 24-hour work day on a 72-hour rotation. So it'll be 2 days a week at 48 hours. Now, that may sound like not a lot of hours, but the hourly pay rate is going to go up. So you can actually survive on a 48-hour work week. I do not want my employees to be overly concerned about paying the bills. And I think if you work the 48 a week, um, you should be able to have a decent quality of life. And with the 72 hours off, you can pick up overtime if you want to go on vacation, pay off debts, just have a good life, something like that. Let's see here. So when it comes to the part-timers, it'll be primarily self-schedule because they are upstaffing the full-time. My God, my voice sucks today. Really sorry about that, guys. So the part-time folks are going to be upstaffing the base um, staff, the full-time staff, and that'll give you less calls per unit and faster response times. I'm only asking 36 a month. You can do that in 8s, 10s, 12s, 14s, whatever your schedule, whatever your preference allows. And of course, we're going to have flex shifts slash flex units. These are going to be basically surge units, so shorter shifts that are specifically designed to take the burden off the 24-hour crews. And so, what you may see in a busy station or a busy geographic area is you'll have the full time 24-hour crew uh, and um, and a flex unit on an 8-hour shift that will run the majority of calls in that 8-hour sphere, and that'll make the career staff second due in their first due, if y'all can follow that logic, and just reduce the burden on them overall. So I already kind of alluded to some of this, but part-timers, 36 a month, self-schedule. You pick your shifts, you pick your partner, you pick the geographic area that you want to work in, whether it be 911 in the city, 911 in the county, convalescent, what have you. You just have to get your 36. You can do that in days, nights, mids, anything. You pick up a shift, you work it, I don't care. And there's a strong possibility for a night shift differential because I want the 24-hour crews to be able to sleep and be able to rest. They already have a significant burden placed on them responsibility wise and call volume wise. So incentivizing part timers and students to pick up nights on a flex shift is very beneficial for me. So when it comes to volunteers, they will also self-schedule. They will do about 12 hours a month, subject to change. We'll see if that number stays the way it is. They do not accept a pay. They don't get paid hourly or a paycheck. Obviously, that's what volunteer means. But they get other benefits such as use of the facilities. They get first dibs on serious calls. They get preferential training opportunities at no cost. All of their certifications and things and uniforms will be at no cost, and a bunch of other things. Um, and essentially they help when they can. They come in when they can. Usually nights, weekends, holidays is how we ran it in Prince William. So that's kind of the baseline of what I'm gonna try to go for. And they will get a custom training schedule because they're volunteers, and you just have to be accommodating. All right, so when it comes to students and other medical professionals, again, 12 hours a month, their education and training will be paid for by the agency. They will essentially have no expenses, just like the volunteers. They get a custom work and education schedule, and generally speaking, they will have a service contract which will include buyout options. So if they get their paramedic certification and then 6 months later they want to leave and fly to California because of X, Y, and Z reason, I don't I don't have an issue with that. I'll just tell you what your balance is and what you owe the company at that particular moment in time, and we'll work out a payment plan, and then you'll be on your way. No hard feelings whatsoever. So there's going to be a 911 side eventually. I don't know how fast this is going to happen, but I have to imagine it's going to happen pretty quick. So the primary staffing is going to be with EMTBs and EMTAs. They will run the 911 emergency calls. Okay, this slide is a little bit wrong. I didn't realize I had changed some things. So when it comes to 911, there's two divisions within that, and it's emergency and non-emergency. Basically, the non-emergency 911 crew runs almost everything to leave the emergency crews available for the high acuity calls so we can reduce response times, basically. All the transport units are going to be AOS equipped, especially on the 911 side. This will enable any medic to essentially grab the narcotics drug box, and that's it. Everything else will be on the transport unit. The monitors, the ventilators, the full cardiac drug box, and everything else. all of your tubes, all of your airway stuff, it'll all be there ready for you. So any medic can hop on any unit and just go. And all transport units, no matter what your primary staffing is, will run two not convalescent trips in a 24-hour period. This is a non-negotiable because we have to pay the bills. We do not get tax funding. We will survive on donations and our work ethic. So every ambulance transport unit will be required to do two per 24 hours. And I have a bit more, I have a whole other presentation on that, which we'll get to at some point this week. So when it comes to the convalescent division of the transport vehicle spectrum, they will be BOS equipped for the most part. There will be a handful of AOS, mostly for interfacilities, not for the 911. However, all transport units, since they are going to be 911 capable, um, if there is some sort of mass event, mass casualty event, disaster, something super out of the ordinary, and you need a lot of transporting going on, the convalescent division will be bled into or phased into the 911 sector to handle those calls. Everybody helps everybody out in this particular agency. So, like I said, BOS equipped and AOS, but not as much. So some units will be non-medical, wheelchair vans, stretcher vans, and taxi services, which I alluded to a little while ago. And this is just for different call types can just generate money. You save on labor and you make something, so I figure that would be a good idea to get to eventually. The convalescent will have full-time, part-time, flex students, just like the 911 system. Primarily, if anybody wants overtime, or if they're a student, or if they don't even know if this is what they want to do full-time and they just want to get their feet wet, it kind of gives you some semblance of this. And their primary responsibilities will be hospital discharges, doctor's appointments, dialysis, most of your nursing home trips, and things of that nature. All of your non-emergency, routine transport type of thing. Various units will have various assignments. Again, that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. The 911 units, regardless of which call type you run, will be station-based throughout the city and the county. Uh-oh, there we go. Convalescent units will be mostly regionally based. So when it comes to Knox County, there will be at least two, if not four, convalescent regional parking locations, and each location will service specific hospitals, and will primarily run out of those, so that the staff can get to know you, you can get to know them. Door codes are easy to memorize. You'll know the hospital layouts pretty easy, things like that. So specialty vehicles will be custom assigned. I have a whole presentation on specialty vehicles, but this basically includes your bariatric transport, your lift assist vehicles, your chase medics, your QRVs. Eventually, we'll get into light rescue and other support, emergency scene support type units, and all of those will be, oh yeah, critical care transport, neonatal transport, pediatric transport, things like that are all specialty teams and specialty vehicles, which again, there's another presentation on. And then flex units will be basically anywhere. Those flexible units are going to high call volume areas, and they will be parked as close to the high volume area as possible. So, stations, how is this going to work? Well, we're going to structure it almost like the fire department. We just won't run fire at first. However, if rural metro decides to leave, after AMR decides to leave, that's no big deal. We will take over fire responsibility along with technical rescue and all the other facets that come along with that. There will be a variety of sizes, I mean, station sizes, how many bays and how many units per station, and basically scattered throughout the county. As of right now, the minimum number of stations I want is 20, but I'm willing to go as high as 40 or 50. just to keep response times down, but also we're going to have mutual aid. So there's going to be a handful of stations in other counties anyway. Let's see. So because you're station based, your crews will be able to sleep, shower, watch TV, cook food, all the normal fire station stuff. Again, this is for quality of life, downtime, mental health, and rest and recovery. We're gonna have a variety of technology, so it's gonna have your automatic dispatching, your robo voice, and different station tone alerts, different dorm room alerts, so that you don't get woken up too much if you don't need to be. You'll operate on a 24 hours, 72 rotation, 24 on, 72 off, so that's 48 a week, and there's really nothing out of the ordinary. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this slide because there's a lot going on. But basically, AMR does not protect their crews. Most departments have minimal protection for their people. We all know that a city like Knoxville is huge. I mean, is densely populated. You run a lot of calls. There's a lot of elderly people. There's just a lot going on. So what I'm going to do and what I insist is a 10 call maximum per day per crew transport limit. The name that I gave it, which apparently I didn't update this slide and I should have, so that's on me, is called Code Green Status. Green is a happier color, and it means basically go home. You'll have a piece of paper or an electronic form to fill out to log your 10 calls and to verify it, and you'll send that off to your designated leadership person. Once it's verified, you go home early. You do not lose pay. You do not lose benefits. Um, you just get to leave early. You came in, you worked hard, you did your job. You did exactly what I wanted or what I required. So I think it's very easy just to say, thank you and go home. Come back in 3 days. All right. So with the code green status, crews can be taken out of service for a variety of reasons, such as difficult calls, high acuity calls, if severe decon is needed, such as COVID, such as any other future disease, such as I don't even know what. Dispatchers will have a list, a voluntary callback roster. People have to volunteer to be on this, but basically you'll get a call that says, "Hey, we need a relief crew starting at 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., whatever, for unit such and such." And if you agree to work the remainder of their 24-hour shift or the remainder of, whatever they're calling you to do, you'll be getting double pay in addition to any other bonuses. And if and this could even go as high as 3 times the hourly pay rate, and that's a typo. It's supposed to be get paid 2 times hourly pay rate. So yep, here's the code green status. Basically, it's dispatch giving you an early out, and with no detriments to you, your paycheck, your benefits, nothing like that. Flex units will be staffed, and the whole purpose is to reduce the call volume on the 24-hour crews. There is no holdover policy, so you can volunteer to be held over. Don't get me wrong. If you want to accept a long call or a last minute call, more power to you. We'll give you $100 bonus. We'll give you an extra day off with more PTO. We'll give you some sort of incentive if that's something you desire, but it's not required. And in addition to that, we have a reverse holdover policy where convalescent crews absolutely must be back in the station 1 hour prior to your end of shift time. And the reason for that is because I want things clean. I want the paperwork done on time. You cannot leave without your reports being done, the unit cleaned, get all of your stuff off. And when you're in this 1 hour to the end of shift, if you get your stuff done early and it's acceptable for the oncoming crew who is allowed to come in 1 hour early, that gives you 4 people to get this crew off on time. I don't think that's illogical. I think that's extremely doable, and you can leave when your shift is over. So, speaking of this, no matter which assignment, whichever primary assignment the crews have, you are allowed to come in and get paid 1 hour prior to your shift start time. So if as an agency we start at 6 a.m., if you show up at 5 a.m., you clock in, you take all the old stuff off the unit. For the sleeping crew, you get all of your stuff on and you go in service at 5:02, let's say. And basically, you are there to ensure that the sleeping crew either doesn't get woken up or they get to go home on time or they even get to leave early. So that's pretty much it. Um, and man, this video has gotten long. All right. So if you would like to support our work, we're going to fly through this because it's the same thing in every video. So we need money, we need finances. I can't start a business, buy apparatus, and give you benefits without money. So if you are interested in this, feel free to send us some cash. We will be putting all donors on our website so everybody can see who's been donating. If you go to our website, this is the main color scheme. You can donate off of our website. Just follow the prompts at the bottom. Again, if you would like a video specifically made for you, go ahead and submit a video request. It requires a $5 donation, which you can see on your screen, and that just keeps spammers away. It shows me that you're serious about wanting such a video, and I will get that to you as quick as I can. Follow the prompts at the bottom of the screen. Super chats are a DIY way of us interacting whenever we start doing live streams and town halls and things like that. You can send us a super chat. We'll read $20 or more. $20 or more donation wise will be read on screen. Everything else may be read. It may just be glanced at, but it is what it is. This is a fundraiser, so feel free to donate. You can also help us out with a Give, Send, Go donation. When you get to their website, search our name, Knox County EMS, look for the logo, and do what you can do for us. This is a long-term plan, but basically these four different, sorry guys, these four different plans have four different benefit levels with four different amounts, and it's done on a monthly recurring basis. I don't have the money to pay for the software at this point in time, but this will be available to all citizens of the county so that you can save some money on our services. You can go to our YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and Instagram pages. When you get to Rumble, search our name, look for the logo. This is roughly what it looks like. Same thing on YouTube. Go to the search bar, type in Knox County EMS, look for the logo, and watch our videos, which are all numbered, so you can watch them in order. When you get to Facebook, again, search our name, look for the logo, see who's following us, see what our posts are like. And this is to demonstrate our Instagram. So search our name, look for the logo. I know you're sensing a trend here, but I'm trying to be quick. So send us an email. It's been on your screen. And we already talked about the other. I need to fix this slide. And that's it, everybody. So just to kind of round it out, I know some of the slides get repetitive, and I know some of the information gets kind of repetitive. I swear I'm trying to keep these videos short and concise. So just stay tuned. There's probably 20 more presentations I need to do that are all going to be about 20-ish minutes, 30-ish minutes, and let you guys know exactly what's going on, exactly what I want to do, things like that, and how we can improve everything. So without further ado, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining us. Support us if you wish. Again, all donors and all donation amounts will be put on the website to give you a little shout out and a little celebration. Thank you all for joining me. I look forward to meeting all of you in the future. Have a great and safe weekend.